Aloha mai kako, a kamamaida curtain call from a distance, a program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown, and I'm coming to you from my home office, where I have been conscientiously practicing self-isolation. The second virtual Art of Trash show has opened, and it is such a big wow. Maui founder Wilma Nakamura and Maui Nui, along with the County of Maui's Environmental Protection and Sustainability Division and the Itʻs Foundation, are to be commended for mounting this remarkable project. Unfortunately, the continued pandemic has prevented this from being a live exhibit, but the videos for this one are of such high quality, the viewer will have an entirely new experience. The Trashin' Show has never been so good, and the usual opening act of Rob Sargenti has a go on some of his homemade instruments, and then the Junkyard Gods in full hazmat suits appear in a psychedelic swinging 60s backdrop and rock out with Skylar Green on lead guitar, Tyler Swiatek on keyboards, Clint Blafus on bass, and Josh Berry keeping time on the trash cans and other detritus. It is a great way to open the show. Then go to the Trashin' Show. This video, produced by Adi El Ad of Adiwood Studio, Brian Berkowitz of Berktech Solutions LLC, and Tom Sewell, is a little under 10 minutes. It was shot in Tom Sewell's Pu'unene studio, the perfect place. Mr. Sewell has been turning junk from the mills into works of art for more than 25 years. His Enigma of the Mill remains one of the greatest and most memorable shows the Schaefer Gallery has ever hosted. He recently was able to lease the former Sugar Mills tractor shop, and it provides a spectacular backdrop for these remarkable fashions. Trash and Show juror Joseph Pereira Botello awarded first prize to Hobby Shaman, which has more than 20 materials from fleece winter gloves, unsellable due to their composition, to weed eater spline. This piece was created by Habitat for Humanity Restore Maui. Last year's winner, Melody Kerber, took second place with Alice in Wasteland, modeled by Gabriel Scherger, executive director of Maui Nui. This piece has lots of colored pencils, old magazine papers, and hula hoops, among other items. Plastic Princess by Sophia Keel garnered third place. Her dress is embellished with found plastic from Kahului Harbor. Jacob Pou'uahi was inspired by the wetland and used cut-up cereal soda and juice boxes together with old math workbooks and a brown paper bag to create this stylish sleeveless jacket and chapeau. Mr. Pereira Botello selected 4 outfits for honorable mention: Skylar Boyer's A Day in the Life, Forest Bird of Hawaii by Kylie Adkins, Patricia O'Connell's Chicken Feed Raincoat, here modeled by Polly O'Connor, and College Junk Mail inspired Sophie Gallegos to create this dress that would be at home at any square dance. Finally, not in the jurying is Wilma Nakamura's Love's Love. It's her tribute to the 140-year-old bakery that is closing using Love's plastic bags, here modeled by Maui Nui's Annalena Fink and her bun in the oven. In 1996, Wilma Nakamura decided to bring Hawaii Island artist and gallery owner Ira Ono's idea to raise the level of consciousness about the need to recycle and the mounting threat our trash poses to our environment and the planet through inspiring artists to create works using only recycled and or reused material. Natural items such as driftwood, shells, food, etc. were and are discouraged. Over the years, Community Workday and Sharing Aloha, along with the County of Maui, have sponsored, and then Maui Nui stepped up. This is the 20th Art of Trash show, and those of you who are math inclined must be saying, wait a minute, if it started in 1996, this should be its silver jubilee. However, there were a few years from 2005 to 2009 where the county advisedly stepped away and the exhibit was without a sponsor. Judy Bruder, who has been associated with the exhibit since its inception, was the juror for the art show again this year, and her first choice is a first for this exhibit. Ms. Bruder chose Charles Antoine Valaire's multimedia presentation, Plastic Island, with an original song by Tavana and support from Paul Isaac with Ian Sheridan and Three Tree Creative. This is the most unusual entrant I can remember in the art of trash. Here is a snippet from the work.
There's a plastic island on the ocean, plastic island on the sea. How did it get there, man? How could it be? It's the plastic thrown away by you and me.
All of the creatures and characters were created by Mr. Vallers, except the head of the Tavana doll was done by woodcarver Bradley Allen. The song was written by Tavana McMore, featuring Paul Isaac, and produced by Ian Sheridan and Three Tree Creative. This video should go viral. In the bridesmaid spot was last year's runner-up, Elizabeth Keller, who has been creating work from cigarette butts for 5 years. This beach towel is a reminder that our beaches are not ashtrays. Don't leave your butts on the beach. Lisa Osipova, a former winner, used 3,050 various sized plastic containers to create the third place work, Hana Wow Tree. It is without glue and entirely of plastic collected from beaches, parks, neighborhoods, and recycle center trash cans. Fishing for Hope is Esther Ann Wilhelm's fourth place work. Using a 50-gallon drum, papers from her divorce, mail, and art, she created the most abstract work in this show. Ms. Bruder only had 2 honorable mentions: Jan Hewitt's Trash Rocks, which has only 2 actual rocks in it. All the other stones were created from plastic or packing foam. Timothy Gunther submits more work than anyone else. This year, 10 of the 34 works in the show are his, and all of them are good. And, as always, they bring a smile. He got an honorable mention for Light-Headed Butler. His other work includes this amazing repurposed music carousel called 1159 that will recall Cinderella's Late Night Transport, Light Aircraft, mason jars in prison called Not Free Masons, Facebox, motorcycle that actually employs a sickle, this whimsical sailing vessel called Penmanship. Cognac caps and corks were used to create Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, E.T., and Ball Peen Hammer. One of the works I like very much is Chris Mithen's Butterflies, Lullabies, and Blue. The woman comes from a champagne bottle, and the dog is Cork. It has a sexy Hallmark card quality to it. Other notable work includes Isabel Palmore's Princess Aluminum, Julia Sam Spork's Admonishing DUI, Krista Biner's Got Plenty, and Her Lady Swims the Blues. Below each work, the viewer can click to find out what materials were used, what inspired the artist, and what the creative experience was like. I have only one suggestion for next year. Try to figure out a way to make the exhibit scroll through instead of going back to the beginning every time. I think that would be a very positive development. Just a suggestion. If the viewer wants to purchase any of the work, click on the amount at the bottom, and you will be taken to a window where you can contact the artist directly. This is the only show I know that doesn't take a piece from the artist's sales. As usual, there is a significant youth involvement from Pomaikai Elementary School, Maui Prep, and Haleakala Waldorf, who have done a terrific video you might want to watch before you embark on looking at the show. It will fill you with optimism for the future. These young students have an excellent outlook. Hopefully, this is the last virtual Art of Trash, although, given the quality of what they have produced, they may want to offer this annually for those who are not on Maui to be able to visit this important show. Go to www.malamauinui.org/artoftrash. The show runs until April 30th. Consider giving a donation. But that's Curtain Call from a Distance for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Paul James Brown. Ahui ho.
Oh yeah, plastic island on the sea. How did it get there, man? How could it be? It's the plastic thrown away by you and me. Man, single-use plastic ain't the key. We gotta stop using it, people, please. we could all just move to Plastic Island. Man, sounds like a dumb idea to me. Man, there's a plastic island on the ocean, alright. Plastic island on the sea. How did it get there, man? How could it be? It's the plastic thrown away by you and me. Man, one day our children will say, ain't no more plastic in the sea. All them fishes can swim so free in Plastic Island's ancient history. I hope that Plastic Island's ancient history